What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, Olympic bronze medalist, former WBC American Heavyweight World Champion, superstar boxer, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, 42 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 41 wins by way of knockout. Deontay Wilder is 35 years of age, stands at 6'7" with an 83-inch arm reach. He'll be heading into a trilogy match with undefeated 2-time British heavyweight world champion superstar boxer Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, scheduled for July 24th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. Now, the last time we saw Deontay Wilder in the ring was February of 2020, when he took on the very same Tyson Fury, and he lost the 7th round stoppage in which his former trainer threw in the towel, saw him hit the deck twice, and he lost the fight. With that said, we know there's an asterisk by it. But now, it gets more interesting, as it's told to the world that Deontay Wilder is not the biggest star in boxing. Deontay Wilder, he can't box. Deontay Wilder, we know, started boxing late 19 and still became Olympic bronze medalist. He got into the sport of boxing to help pay the bills and take care of his daughter, who was born with spinal bifida. With that said, Deontay Wilder exceeded his own expectations of what he wanted out of the sport of boxing. And now Deontay Wilder has held the title for 5 years, successfully defended it 10 times, has knocked down and knocked out every opponent he's ever faced, including Tyson Fury. So his star status is very high. So in the fight with Tyson Fury, he knocked down Deontay Wilder twice in the fight. Twice in the fight, Tyson Fury knocks down Deontay Wilder. One with a left hook to the body, which saw Deontay Wilder fall straight back, and the other one was a right hand, essentially behind the head. Wasn't ruled behind the head; it was ruled a knockdown. And with that, he hit the canvas twice. So the UK has decided to put Deontay Wilder in the Hall of Fame, not for his accomplishments in the sport of boxing, but they choose to put him in the Hall of Fame to uplift Tyson Fury, and they put Deontay Wilder in the Hall of Fame. 2 statues is created, one of Tyson Fury knocking Deontay Wilder down. Essentially, it's the same knockdown. It's one when Tyson Fury hit him to the body and Deontay Wilder fell straight back. He stumbled back and he fell straight back. That's a statue of Tyson Fury standing there with his gloves. Tyson Fury, and the other one is Deontay Wilder getting up off the canvas. So they make 2 statues of Deontay Wilder, as you can see. One is him getting up off the canvas. The other one is him stumbling just before he fell on the canvas. Same knockdown. But ironically enough, 2-division world champion, British superstar boxer, who's a Hall of Famer in the UK at the very least, in Ricky Hatton, who stated in his own record is stating that Deontay Wilder, he believes, can be a whole different fighter going into this trilogy match, and he urges his good friend Tyson Fury to take Deontay Wilder completely serious going into this trilogy match, because he sees all of the things that Deontay Wilder is essentially rectifying that everybody claimed he did wrong with his new trainer and former American heavyweight star title contender, Malik King Scott. Okay, Malik King Scott is his new trainer. And Malik Scott, is a very, very brilliant boxing mind. So Malik Scott himself in his career, you can see Malik Scott in his career, he was a pure boxer. He moved on his toes. He danced around the ring. Okay, Malik Scott, was nothing. His career is nothing to sneeze at. It just gets overlooked because he was never a world champion. Malik Scott, 38 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 13 wins by way of knockout. Okay, he fought Deontay Wilder as well. Malik Scott, 6'5", 81-inch arm reach. He also fought Deontay Wilder and lost by knockout. Okay, so with that said, Malik Scott has fought Luis Ortiz, Tony Thompson, Deontay Wilder, Derek Chisora. Okay. Glasscoff, okay? He even had a draw with Glasscoff, who Charles Martin beat essentially due to injury. And then Charles Martin defended his title against Anthony Joshua. So Malik Scott could have won the title in that same very fashion, but he just was unable to. Okay, but he's a great, brilliant boxing mind, and he's a pure boxer. So he brings to Deontay Wilder what everybody says Deontay Wilder needs to be added, and that's boxing. Okay, they say he lacks in the area of boxing, so that's what Malik Scott brings to the table. Nonetheless, to create a statue, okay, it's one thing to create a statue with Tyson Fury hitting Deontay Wilder and knocking him down in honor of Tyson Fury. But why the second statue of Deontay Wilder on the canvas? That is in tribute to Deontay Wilder. Understandably, you have Tyson Fury, if you're honoring Tyson Fury and his big victory over Deontay Wilder, and you have that particular statue, that's cool. But why create the statue of Deontay Wilder laying on the canvas? That symbolizes a celebration towards Deontay Wilder. Okay? Also, you can see that Ricky Hatton is celebrating by putting the British flag over Tyson Fury's shoulders and the American flag over Deontay Wilder's shoulders. Oddly enough, Ricky Hatton came to the States when he was a superstar and at the peak of his career when he challenged legendary retired Hall of Famer 50-0, which indicates that Ricky Hatton lost, and former pound-for-pound king, former 5-division king, and pay-per-view king, Floyd Money Mayweather, when he knocked out Ricky Hatton in the 10th round of their fight. Ricky Hatton hit the deck, ironically, twice in that fight as well. Ricky Hatton, there's a moment in the fight in which Ricky Hatton was caught with a left hook. He ran into the turnbuckle, and he fell straight back. America didn't bronze Ricky Hatton and make a statue of Ricky Hatton on the canvas and Floyd Mayweather hitting Ricky Hatton. If they're going to honor Floyd Mayweather, they will honor him landing a punch on Ricky Hatton and that be the statue. See, here in the States, when you honor an athlete, if you honor Michael Jordan dunking a basketball, you honor Michael Jordan dunking a basketball in the manner in which we have the Jumpman statue. Or Magic Johnson getting ready to make a pass. Or Shaquille O'Neal dunking a basketball. Or Jerry Rice catching a football. You understand? You don't honor these athletes by making a statue of their opponent. So this indicates and lets you know just how big a star Deontay Wilder is overall. Not to mention, we all know that Tyson Fury's glove looked like a deflated tire, inner tube. You remember the inner tube you put in your bicycle to inflate it and you could ride on your bicycle? Well, that glove, his right glove, looks like a deflated inner tube. Why isn't that bronzed? We know the history of Tyson Fury. That's not mentioned. It gets overlooked because victory over Deontay Wilder seems to be the number one objective. As we see, there's a celebration of him losing in the UK. They celebrate him losing more so than they're celebrating Tyson Fury winning. How do you say, Blue? Because you make a statue of him falling and then make a complete other statue of him on the canvas. Why not make a statue of Tyson Fury with his hands raised? You make a statue of Deontay Wilder, him hitting Deontay Wilder falling back. Like I said, I understand. Why not the other statue be a statue of Tyson Fury with his hands raised, symbolizing victory? Why the other symbolism of victory is Deontay Wilder laying on the canvas. So they're celebrating his loss more so than they're actually celebrating Tyson Fury's victory. That's an indication that Deontay Wilder is a global superstar that they want you to believe he is absolutely not. So this is a trilogy match, and nobody wanted the trilogy match. And now it's abundantly clear why. Because they just want to celebrate the victory. Remember when Juan Manuel Marquez, 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, Hall of Famer, knocked out Manny Pacquiao, 8-division legendary Filipino iconic superstar boxer, in their fourth fight and final fight? They fought 4 times. Marquez got the brutal knockout over Manny Pacquiao in the 4th fight, and he says, "That's it, I'm calling it quits." He didn't want to do it with Manny Pacquiao anymore because he said he just wanted to sit on his victory. This is an indication in the same manner in which they just wanted to sit on their victory. Thus the reason why everybody was okay with Tyson Fury attempting to maneuver around a contractually obligated trilogy match that he was ordered to pay to Deontay Wilder through arbitration. The fact that Deontay Wilder had to take him to arbitration and mediation to receive something that Tyson Fury contractually agreed to, and the boxing world and mainstream media were on board with him not having to honor his contract. Imagine if LeBron James has 5 years on his contract with the Lakers and says, listen, I want to go play with the New York Knicks, how he's perceived. Because everybody's going to say, well, you need to honor your contract. Imagine if Tiger Woods, sponsored by Nike, has a contract with Nike and he says, well, I just want to wear Reebok. How would that be perceived? You understand? Imagine Tom Brady has a contract with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and he says, you know something, I just want to go back to New England Patriots. How that will go over? Doesn't go over well. When superstars like James Harden looks to get out of his contract and leave the Houston Rockets, it don't go over well. It's frowned upon. So Tyson Fury has a contractually obligated trilogy match that he agreed to, and the boxing world was in approval of him not honoring his contract and fighting his fellow countryman, two-time unified heavyweight world champion British superstar boxer Anthony Joshua in the undisputed match. Why? Because they just wanted to celebrate victory over Deontay Wilder and don't want to run the risk of him rectifying that and getting the victory back. That's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Bro. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Hey, this is Ebony Bridges, Blonde Bomber, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.